It might just shock you to learn that warming up the wrong kinds of food can slowly but surely chip away at your health, especially as you get up there in years. It can mess with your digestion, crank up inflammation, and even throw off your memory and balance without you even realizing it. These aren't just random worries either. Studies published in journals like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have looked into how certain reheated foods affect older folks over time. At first glance, reheating leftovers might seem harmless, but some everyday foods actually lose their goodness or morph into stuff that puts a quiet strain on your heart, blood sugar, or joints when you reheat them. And those are the very things that keep you feeling strong and independent after you hit 65. In this article, we're going to uncover 3 foods that seniors should absolutely never reheat and 3 that actually get better for you when you warm them up the right way. And stick around until the end, because I'm going to tell you about one food that seems totally safe, but might be doing sneaky damage to your body every time you have seconds. Let's dive into the foods that you should be reheating, because when you do it right, they can give your energy, memory, and mobility a real boost every day. Oh, and before we get started, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any more health tips made just for you. If you're enjoying this video, give me a 1 in the comments. If not, hit me with a 0 so I know how to make things better for you. Okay, let's get to it. 3 foods seniors should reheat to get the most nutrients. First up, oatmeal. Oatmeal, a warm hug for your mind and your gut. For seniors stepping into those golden years, mornings often have a special kind of magic, a chance to start fresh with intention and ease. And not many foods capture that spirit like a bowl of warm oatmeal. But what a lot of people don't know is that reheating oatmeal doesn't take away from its goodness. It can actually make it even better for you, especially for older bodies that need nourishment without being weighed down. When you cook oats and then let them cool, something pretty cool happens. The starches start to change their structure and turn into what's called resistant starch. That's a type of carbohydrate that doesn't get digested in your small intestine. When you reheat the oatmeal, that resistant starch stays put and goes on to feed the good bacteria in your gut. That helps your digestion, keeps your blood sugar in check, and reduces inflammation all over your body. This isn't just some science lesson either. It's super practical for anyone over 65. As we age, our digestion often slows down, and our blood sugar levels can get a little wild. Reheated oatmeal gives you a nice, steady source of energy that won't send your sugar levels through the roof. Instead, it releases energy slowly and evenly, keeping you feeling full and helping you stay focused and in a good mood. But the benefits don't stop there. Oatmeal has something called beta-glucan in it, which is a soluble fiber that's known to be good for your heart. It helps lower LDL, which is the bad cholesterol. For seniors who are worried about heart problems, this simple daily habit can be a quiet way to take care of yourself. And unlike a lot of breakfast foods that are loaded with added sugars and saturated fats, oatmeal is naturally mild, easy on your stomach, and you can customize it however you like. Throw in a sprinkle of cinnamon, some chopped walnuts, or some fresh blueberries, and you'll not only make it taste better, but you'll also load it up with powerful antioxidants that fight cellular aging. The warmth of reheated oatmeal is comforting in other ways too. It's familiar, it's easy to digest, and it just feels good, especially on cold mornings or when you're feeling a little low. It's more than just food. It's a way of showing yourself some love, a little reminder that even small things can make a big difference in your health and your life. But here's something you might not have thought about. While oatmeal makes you stronger from the inside out, not all warm foods are so good for you. Some might feel comforting, but they can actually be harmful when you reheat them, messing with more than just your digestion. They can affect your joints, your nerves, and your overall health. So, what's the next best thing to reheat? Something that protects your immune system and helps keep your bones strong with every bite. The answer might be sitting in your fridge right now, waiting to be turned into something healing and wonderful. If you're still with me and you're finding this helpful, drop a 1 in the comments below so I know you're here. Now, let's move on to number 2. Vegetable soup, a gentle medicine for your joints, your immune system, and your soul. In those quiet moments, late in the afternoon, when your body starts to feel the weight of the years and the light coming through the windows is soft, there's something incredibly healing about a warm bowl of vegetable soup. It's not just comfort food. It's like a bowl full of wisdom passed down through generations. And for seniors, especially those dealing with the challenges of aging, reheating vegetable soup isn't just convenient. It's a way of bringing back life-giving nutrients that actually get richer and more powerful over time. Unlike a lot of processed foods, homemade vegetable soup gets even better for you the next day. Why? Because when you simmer vegetables like carrots, celery, onions, leafy greens, and sweet potatoes slowly, and then let them sit, their cell walls start to break down. That releases minerals and plant compounds that weren't fully available when you first cooked them. When you reheat it, the broth becomes a super concentrated source of antioxidants, phytonutrients, and hydration, all three of which are super important for seniors. As your immune system naturally gets weaker as you age, your body becomes more likely to get inflammation, respiratory infections, and stiff joints. But a good reheated vegetable soup, especially if you add garlic, turmeric, or parsley, can be a soothing defense. The warmth gets your blood flowing, which helps open up your blood vessels and ease cold hands and feet. Meanwhile, the anti-inflammatory stuff starts to quietly calm your body from the inside. For anyone who has trouble with their appetite, which is pretty common in older folks, soup is a great option. It's easy to eat and digest, and it doesn't overwhelm you. Its gentle texture and warmth nourish you without making you work too hard, which helps you stay strong, hydrated, and get the nutrients you need, even on days when eating feels like a chore. And then there's the emotional side of things. A pot of soup made with love and reheated with care holds memories of kitchens from the past, of family gatherings, of simpler times when food meant more than just fuel. Every spoonful takes you back to something familiar and safe, a break from the craziness of the world to take care of yourself in a basic way. And for those who are managing high blood pressure, arthritis, or digestion problems, soup is a way to add healing herbs and mineral-rich vegetables without using harsh spices or heavy fats. It's a way of nourishing yourself that works with your body's changing needs. Gentle, warm, and forgiving. But what if I told you that even the humble grain that goes with your soup could be quietly making your bones stronger and keeping your heart healthy, especially when you warm it up the right way? The next food is one that too many seniors overlook. But when you reheat it properly, it could be your best friend in the fight against feeling weak. Brown rice, a quiet foundation for strength, heart health, and a long life. There's a kind of wisdom in simple food. Quiet, grounding, and unwavering. Brown rice is one of those foods. It often sits there, unnoticed, next to more colorful dishes. But for seniors, this unassuming grain, when reheated gently, can offer something way more important than just taste. It offers structure, stability, and slow-burning strength that supports every heartbeat, every step, and every moment of independence. Unlike white rice, brown rice keeps its bran and germ layers, which are natural sources of fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, and selenium, all nutrients that older bodies really need. When you cook brown rice and then let it cool, it starts to develop resistant starch, just like oatmeal. But the magic happens when you reheat it properly, either by steaming it gently or warming it up with a little water. Those complex carbohydrates become easy on your digestion, releasing energy slowly without overwhelming your pancreas or sending your blood sugar sky high. For seniors who are dealing with type 2 diabetes, heart disease, or slow digestion, this is a big deal. Reheated brown rice helps you keep your energy levels steady throughout the day, preventing those crashes and that tired feeling that can steal the joy from your everyday life. It also helps your gut microbiome, feeding the good bacteria that help regulate your immune system, your mood, and inflammation. Magnesium, which older adults often don't get enough of, is plentiful in brown rice and is super important for nerve function, blood pressure control, and relaxing your muscles. That's especially important at night when leg cramps and restlessness can keep you from sleeping. Every warm serving of reheated rice becomes more than just a meal. It becomes a way to soothe, stabilize, and strengthen your aging body from the inside out. And then there's the emotional side of rice, its connection to comfort, to family meals, to that familiar smell. Warming up leftover rice isn't just about convenience. It's about getting back into a rhythm, a little act of self-care that tells your body, you're still strong, you're still growing, you're still cared for. Best of all, brown rice is easy to work with in the kitchen. Mix it with soft vegetables, lentils, or a drizzle of olive oil for a dish that's full of nutrients, easy to chew, easy to digest, and deeply satisfying. For anyone who struggles with making complicated meals, it's a reliable, flexible staple, a foundation, both literally and figuratively, for healthy aging. But while brown rice builds you up slowly and surely, not every reheated food does the same. In fact, some of your favorite dishes can turn against you when you warm them up a second time, hurting the very organs they used to comfort. What if the next plate you microwave is quietly working against your heart, your nerves, and even your memory? What I'm about to tell you might change the way you look at leftovers forever. 3 foods seniors should never reheat. First up, cooked mushrooms. The hidden danger beneath the surface. There's something earthy and nourishing about mushrooms, a food that connects us to the earth, to nature, to something grounding and ancient. For a lot of seniors, mushrooms feel like a healthy choice, low in fat, high in antioxidants, and easy on the stomach when they're freshly cooked. But hidden inside their soft texture is a truth that not many people know. Reheating cooked mushrooms can quietly turn a healthy meal into a health risk, especially as your body gets more sensitive with age. Mushrooms are full of complex proteins and amino acids, which are good for you when they're fresh, but they're also delicate and can change easily when they're heated. When you cook mushrooms for the first time, those proteins change structure, which makes them easier to digest. But when you cool them down and then reheat them, those same proteins can change again, turning into compounds that your body might not be able to process very well. A younger person might not even notice this, but for an older adult whose digestive enzymes are weaker and whose gut is more sensitive, it can lead to discomfort, bloating, and even nausea. The real danger is in what you often don't feel right away. If you don't store them properly, or if you reheat them at a low temperature, bacteria like Clostridium botulinum or Listeria can start to grow quietly, especially in mushrooms that have been sautéed in butter or oil and then left out at room temperature for too long. These bacteria don't always cause big, obvious symptoms right away, but they can start doing damage silently, messing with your digestive system, or even affecting your nervous system in seniors who are more vulnerable. The price you pay for this mistake might not be immediate pain or illness, but it adds up over time. It might show up as constant tiredness, chronic indigestion, or an afternoon spent feeling uncomfortable instead of peaceful. It might even weaken your immune system at a time in your life when you need every bit of strength you can get. What's more, mushrooms lose a lot of their nutritional value when you reheat them. The antioxidants that used to help your immune system break down, so they don't do much to protect you from the inflammation and oxidative stress that naturally increase as you get older. You end up with food that tastes familiar, but doesn't do you any good anymore. Reheating mushrooms might seem like a harmless thing to do, especially in a world that's all about convenience. But for seniors who are serious about protecting their health, their memory, and their mobility, it's a habit worth breaking. Enjoy mushrooms fresh when they're at their best, not as leftovers that have been sitting on the stove or in the microwave for too long. But what about another common food in the kitchen? Something that's crisp, colorful, and usually thought of as harmless. What if one innocent vegetable could be causing silent inflammation in your joints and weakening your balance? The answer might surprise you. If you're still watching and you're finding this helpful, give me a 1 in the comments below so I know you're with me. Now, let's move on to number 2. Eggs, the silent shift from nourishment to harm. Eggs are often seen as one of the most complete and healthy foods you can eat. They represent simplicity, balance, and nourishment, a familiar part of breakfast for generations. For seniors in particular, eggs offer high-quality protein and essential nutrients like choline and vitamin D, which are crucial for brain health and strong bones. But here's a little-known fact. When you reheat eggs, they change, and not for the better. When you cook eggs for the first time, they're safe, easy to digest, and very nourishing. But once they cool down and you store them, even just overnight, their proteins start to change in ways that aren't always good for older digestive systems. Reheating cooked eggs, especially in a microwave or a hot pan, causes the proteins to harden and change shape again, which makes them harder to digest. That can lead to bloating, discomfort, or indigestion in older adults. Even more concerning is that potentially harmful compounds can form. When you reheat eggs, especially fried or scrambled eggs that were cooked with oils, the fats and cholesterol can oxidize. That creates substances that can cause inflammation and damage to your arteries. These aren't just theories, they're biological realities, especially for seniors who are already dealing with high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or heart disease. The price you pay isn't always immediate. You might just have a stomach that feels uneasy for the rest of the day, a sluggishness that slows you down, or a foggy feeling that clouds your thinking. But over time, it adds up. A weakened digestive system, low-grade inflammation, and rising cholesterol can all come from the simple habit of reheating yesterday's eggs. It's a small thing that seems harmless, but for a body that deserves to be treated gently, reheating eggs becomes an unnecessary burden. The nutrients that were supposed to protect your brain and strengthen your muscles might actually work against you if you're not careful with them after cooking. There are safer ways to enjoy eggs. Eat them fresh, prepared gently, and with care. Boiled or poached, they offer incredible benefits when you eat them right away. But resist the urge to save them for later. What seems like a convenient thing to do can quietly chip away at your health, meal by meal. Still, eggs aren't the only comfort food that can have hidden consequences. There's one more item, maybe the most popular in American kitchens, that can be even more risky when you reheat it. Soft, warm, and familiar, it might feel like a hug from the past, but behind its golden surface is a trap that can weaken your legs, slow your heart, and cloud your mind. You'll want to know the truth before you take your next bite. White potatoes, the comfort that quietly betrays. For a lot of older adults, white potatoes bring back warm memories. Family dinners, weekend get-togethers, holiday meals where mashed potatoes were served with love. They're soft, familiar, and deeply rooted in American tradition. But for seniors, especially those who want to protect their heart, their circulation, and their balance, reheating white potatoes can turn a beloved comfort food into a quiet threat. When white potatoes are freshly cooked, they're already high on the glycemic index. That means they break down quickly into sugars, which causes your blood sugar to spike. But when you cook them, cool them, and then reheat them, especially with butter, oil, or cream, their starch structure changes. Instead of helping your body, this change can make you more resistant to insulin and cause inflammatory responses that affect your blood vessels, your nerves, and even your brain. What makes this even more dangerous for seniors is that aging naturally makes your body less sensitive to blood sugar changes. Reheated potatoes can cause you to feel tired after you eat, give you numbness in your legs and feet, and contribute to chronic inflammation, which has been linked to everything from stiff joints to cognitive decline. A lot of seniors also reheat potato-based dishes in plastic containers, without realizing that high heat can release harmful chemicals like bisphenol A, BPA, into the food. Those substances are known to mess with your hormones and hurt your heart. The result is that a plate of leftovers that once seemed harmless might be doing way more harm than good. The price you pay is subtle but serious. You might feel more tired after lunch and not realize that your energy crash was caused by your reheated potatoes. You might notice more stiffness in your knees or tingling in your feet, and blame it on aging without realizing that the problem is right there on your plate. Over time, those small daily moments add up, leading to poor circulation, rising blood pressure, weakened muscle control, and slower recovery after you're sick or injured. What's even more disappointing is that white potatoes don't offer much protection in return. Unlike sweet potatoes or other colorful root vegetables, they don't have antioxidants that could help buffer their effects. They fill your stomach, sure, but they don't strengthen your body. They satisfy your taste buds, but they quietly put a strain on the systems that seniors need to protect the most. Warmth and tradition are great, but as you get older, you have to learn to separate emotional comfort from nutritional safety. Choose wisely. Let potatoes be a part of your past, not your present healing. And now, as you think about these hidden dangers in your leftovers, a bigger truth emerges. Not everything in your fridge deserves a second chance. So, how can seniors take back their meals, their energy, and their independence by making smarter food choices? It starts not with fear, but with small, loving steps toward awareness. Every meal is a choice. Honor your health, one bite at a time. As we get older, the choices we make at the dinner table start to matter more than ever. Reheating food might seem like a small, everyday thing, but for seniors, it can quietly shape your health, your energy, and your independence. Knowing which foods to avoid reheating and which ones can actually help you when you warm them up the right way is more than just nutritional advice. It's a way of respecting yourself. The truth is that aging well doesn't come from big, dramatic changes. It comes from small, consistent decisions, like how you take care of your leftovers, how you treat your digestion, and how you protect the strength of your heart, brain, and legs with every meal. When you reheat the right foods, like warm oatmeal, nourishing soups, or brown rice, you're not just filling your stomach. You're sending your body a message. I still care, I still choose life. And when you let go of habits that don't serve you anymore, like reheating eggs, mushrooms, or white potatoes, you take another step toward freedom. Freedom from discomfort, from fatigue, and from health problems that can be avoided, and that too often steal the joy from your later years. The price you pay for convenience can be subtle but lasting, but the reward for awareness is even greater. Better digestion, stronger steps, sharper thinking, and, maybe most importantly, a sense of control over your own well-being, no matter your age. So, as you open your fridge tomorrow, remember that not everything deserves a second chance on your plate. Choose what nourishes you, reheat with intention, and honor this chapter of your life with the quiet strength that comes from wisdom, not impulse. Because in the end, every warm meal isn't just about comfort. It's a choice to protect your future, one bite at a time. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to think about what you've learned and share one thing you plan to do differently in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey of embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with a 1. If not, McGeesy, feel free to comment with a 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.